Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.
Today on the Doc on the Run podcast, we're talking about the slippery slope of running injury recovery. Now look, if you get a running injury, it's always bad. Nobody is ever happy to have a stress fracture or to have plantar fasciitis or Achilles tendonitis or something worse. And if you get an injury and you're trying to recover, what I see as the biggest problem with most runners is that they half do the recover. They basically stop recovering really aggressively. They basically stop working out aggressively. They sit around and they're waiting to heal. They get an x-ray and the doctor says, stop everything, don't run, don't do anything, just relax, come back in 4 weeks and we'll take another x-ray. And you're left kind of scratching your head saying, well, I don't get it. You just said you didn't see a crack. Why do I have to wait for 4 weeks and do nothing? And what do? You're confused. It doesn't make sense, but you wait 4 weeks and do nothing because you're a good patient. And then you lose all your fitness. You start to get weaker. You start to get stiffer. You start to lose all your neuromuscular connections. Your coordination degenerates and you start to get weakness in the bones and lack of pliability in the tendons, and all that stuff predisposes you to re-injury later. If you've been injured and you get a little bit better, a little bit worse, you start to realize that you kind of have this very slow decline of fitness that isn't really killing you per se, but it can become persistent and it becomes progressively worse the longer you do that halfway routine. You just get weaker. You know that you're weaker. You start to get winded when you go upstairs. You're doing shorter runs. You're doing slower runs. You're not really doing your speed work as fast as you used to, and you're not doing as many of the repeats you used to do. You're not doing your long runs as long as you want to. And all that intermittent time off starts to add up and conspire to really destroy the base fitness that you work so hard to get. Now, the good news is that you don't just have to do that. That is not the only plan. That may be the conventional plan, and that may be what you've been fed as the best advice, but that's a really short answer for a really complicated problem. A better routine is to try to work hard to maintain your running fitness while you take stress off of that one injured part, the one thing that's actually beaten up, and strengthen everything else that supports that one little injured part. So if you do that, you can maintain your running fitness while you're recovering, and then when you get back to running, you can be at a much better place where you get back to running a whole lot faster. And that is really the key.
Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.